Hey friends, today I'm going to teach you how to create this 3D paper pumpkin. First thing you're going to want to do is gather all of your supplies. You are going to need 4 strips of paper. You can use all the same color or you can have different colors. You're going to need a dot marker. You can choose whatever color you want. I'm choosing brown. You will need glue and scissors. You will also need one of these little tiles and some extra scrap paper, brown and green, for the stems and the leaves. So first thing you're going to want to do is on this little tile you need to write your name with a permanent marker. That's how I'm going to know that this is your pumpkin. Okay, that's your first step. Next, you're going to take your paper strips and you're going to do some dots on your paper strips. With our dot marker, all you need to do is just turn it over and gently press down. Remember, with these markers, we don't want to squeeze the bottle because we'll end up with puddles, and we also want to make sure we're not shaking them because we will splash and splatter ink all over ourselves and someone else. But I'm just going to put some dots all the way down. You can do these with the same color or different colors. As long as you don't squeeze the bottle, this ink will go on very quickly and it will dry very fast. So as soon as you're done making your dots, these first ones should be dry enough to get started on the next step. Now, for our next step, we're going to be putting these together. First, starting with an X. So I'm going to turn these over so my dots are hidden. And they're already dry enough for this. And I'm going to make a giant X in front of me. So I'm gonna go like that. Now, right where those two come together, I'm gonna put one grandma kiss, tiny little grandma kiss. The more glue you put, the longer it's gonna take to dry. So I'm gonna put one grandma kiss, and then I'm gonna press it down, and I'm gonna count. And that's it. Then I'm going to take my next strip, and I'm going to go in between the first strip. I can go this way or this way. Make sure you're kind of centering it though. You don't want to have one really short side and one long side. It won't work. I'm gonna put my grandma kiss, one little grandma kiss, and press down. I'm gonna take my last strip of paper. I'm gonna put a grandma kiss right in the middle, flip it over, and then press down. Perfect, just like that. Now, the glue is set, but it's not dry yet. So if I pull these apart, they'll come easily apart. So be careful when you're doing this. On the next step, you're gonna be working in the air instead of flat on the table. So I'm gonna take the two ends that are across from each other. This is the same strip of paper. And I'm gonna bring them around to make a circle. I'm gonna use one little grandma kiss, and I'm gonna hold it. Make sure you're squeezing when you hold so that it sets. And that piece should stay together. And then I'm gonna take my next two pieces and I'm gonna come around. I'm gonna put one grandma kiss on here. I'm gonna set that down. I'm gonna put one grandma kiss on here. Bring this one around. Press down and hold. It's set. I'm gonna grab the next set. Same thing, gonna put a grandma kiss and hold. Another grandma kiss and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last set. And now I have a little orange ball. So I want to turn this into a pumpkin. I'm going to add the details, which are going to be the stem and the leaves. For my stem, I like to use just one strip of brown paper. So I'm going to cut off a strip of brown paper and I'm going to fold it in half. And then I'm gonna make something called tabs. So I'm gonna take the end of the paper and fold it over. I'm gonna take this end and fold it the opposite direction, and that's gonna give me little tabs or feet for the top of my stem. If you want to, you can also put some dots on your stem. Now I'm gonna take those tabs, fold them out. I'm gonna put a little grandma kiss, tiny little grandma kiss on each one. And then I'm gonna take it and press and hold it on my pumpkin. Just like that. And then my last part is gonna be my leaves. To make these, I'm gonna make some strips of paper again. And I like to make them kind of this bouncy shape. So to do that, I'm just gonna take them and fold them like a zigzag. And then I just glue my tab, glue. And I'm gonna zigzag this one, back and forth. And glue my tab. And you can add more leaves if you want to. You could also cut leaves into a shape of an actual leaf. So if you wanted to cut some paper like this, if you wanted to add some dots to it, and then I'm gonna glue that, one little grandma kiss, and glue it down. Now, when you are all done with your pumpkin, it's gonna try to roll on you. So this piece, you're gonna bring up with your pumpkin very carefully to Mrs. Curtis's desk, and I am gonna actually hot glue your pumpkin to your piece that has your name on it. And that's gonna be what keeps it from falling over. So you can see right there, it's glued down, but I have to use hot glue. Regular glue will not work. If you try to glue this to it with regular glue, it'll just fall off. So when you're done, come see me and I'll glue it to the base so it doesn't fall over.